lot of gardeners ask me, should I plant this as a seed or should I start with a transplant? Well, seeds are definitely cheaper. You can always get a lot more seeds in a packet than, and it's about the same price usually as the price of one transplant. And there are a lot of varieties that are available online and in catalogs that you won't find just anywhere as a transplant. Some of my favorite cucumbers and some of my favorite peppers are just not available as transplants, so I need to start those with seeds. Now, something like mosh, I never see that as a transplant. I have to start that one from seed. Starting seeds indoors does give us a jump on the season. We can't really plant tomatoes direct seeded in February, which would be the time to plant them because it's too cold. So we have to start tomatoes as transplants to get them in the ground and ready to bloom in March. And broccoli and cauliflower and things like that, in fall when it's time to plant them, the soil is strictly too hot for those seeds to germinate. So we can put them in a shady location and get them started. Now, things like beans and radishes grow really quickly and their root hairs are very easily damaged by transplanting, so those are best direct seeded. The long tap roots of okra and sunflowers can be damaged by transplanting too, so it's usually best to start those directly in the ground. But it is difficult to get seeds to start in warm soil, so when it's time for the fall garden, the soil dries out and crusts really fast. So I'll start cucumbers or melons or squash for fall in a shady location outside so that they can be transplanted in the garden at the proper time. You can also plant both ways. Sometimes I plant lettuce by seed, but also transplants, because those transplants will provide me with an immediate crop while I'm waiting for the seeds to get going. You want to start your transplants in an area that's got really good light, but with good ventilation too. If you have poor ventilation, you can often have problems with diseases like damping off. It's a fungal disease of the seedlings. You also need to water very gently for your plants that are started indoors. I like to use a spray mister bottle so that I can give them a very, very light sprinkling of water and it doesn't form a crust on the soil. Chamomile tea instead of water can help with damping off disease if you do have that fungal disease. Now, whether you're growing your own or you're buying plants from a grower, it's important to harden off transplants before you put them in the garden. Things that have just come from inside or from a greenhouse are not going to be adapted to the wind and the sun outdoors, and they will really suffer. So I move mine out gradually, a little bit in the morning, and then increase that every day until they've been adjusted to being outside for a week or 10 days before they get directly moved into the garden. So a combination is really the answer. Some things from seeds, some things from transplants, and always look at the package for more instructions about that particular variety, because that's going to be a good source of information for you about how those plants are going to perform direct or as a transplant. For Backyard Basics, I'm Trisha Shirey. Thanks for watching.